Welcome to Research Business Daily Report, which has been named one of the top podcasts in marketing research and remains the industry's only daily research video blog. We're made possible by RBDR's exclusive community at the crowdfunding platform patreon.com/RBDR. I'm Bob Lederer, for 25 years, the respected voice in market research. Agile research's existence is still very much in its infant stage, and yet its adoption and growth is frankly under the radar surprising. Matt Warder, CEO at GutCheck, is all but the official leader of the Agile research area and the movement, and he's been so for almost 6 years. He agreed to give our viewing audience an update on where it stands today, and he began by explaining, as he always does, the relevancy, opportunity, and benefit of the idea, along with exactly what is Agile research. Some of the insights he's going to share with you today are somewhat surprising. Matt?
Appreciate you having me here today. As we talked about, one of the things that I'm really passionate about is Agile market research. And to give your viewers a definition of what Agile market research is, it's basically providing research that has flexibility so that you can pivot on a dime and iterate on your projects to get to something great. And typically that means that the Agile tools that you're using, the Agile services that you're using, have a good amount of speed, they've got a good amount of affordability, and they have flexibility as well. So we think a lot about where Agile market research is, and I think the really exciting thing is it's made a lot of progress in our industry over the last several years. We believe that the best is yet to come, and especially as Agile market research gets applied more and more to what I consider strategic research, like the ANU. If you look at it from a numbers perspective, we did some research on this recently, and about 70% of the market right now is using Agile market research. And I would say there's probably a broad spectrum in terms of the strength of those users, whether they're trying it out or whether they're using it programmatically. I tend to believe there's a good chunk of that 70% that are using it programmatically. We find with our clients that a lot of the usage, it tends to happen in the new product development area. So you're doing concept testing, you're doing pricing, you're doing packaging, things of the like, and also in creative development. So things like ad testing, all the way from animatics to full-blown production. What's really interesting from my perspective is if you look at the budgets that have gone to those two areas over the last 4 years, they're flat to down. So we are spending less money as a percent of our budget there than we have in the past. But I will tell you, again, based on what I'm seeing from our clients, that they're doing more and more testing now than they have in the past. And that was the promise of Agile. If we can create more affordability, we can create more speed, you can iterate towards something great, whether it's a concept or an ad or something like that, versus just using testing as a confirmatory step at the end of a stage gate. So we believe that Agile is delivering on its promise. The really exciting thing for us that we see is that during those same 4 years, the amount of budget that is going to strategic testing now, so things like the ANU, has increased more than twofold. So grown at over 100% during that period of time, which I think is fascinating to see. And when we dig into why that's happened, we just see the brands that we're working with and the categories they're in are hyper competitive. So you take food and bev, for example. In the last several years, about $22 billion of sales in food and bev has gone to firms that have less than $100 million in revenue. So that is basically all the growth in the food and bev industry over that time. So that's that competition is something that we see not only in food and bev, but across the interesting categories that we play in. And so I think when we look at what does the marketing organization, what are they doing about that, marketers have a mandate to spend more time, more money understanding consumer experience, more time, more money identifying and understanding the customers that they already have so they can retain, but also identifying and understanding customers that they can go after to acquire. So we see Agile principles, Agile frameworks, Agile, the automation that goes with Agile being applied to the strategic part of research. And with that nimbleness, that affordability, being able to provide something great there that helps grow revenue and grow profits for brands.
That's today's Research Business Daily Report. It's been made possible by the crowdfunding platform at patreon.com/RBDR. This video series is produced thanks to the interest and the support of our regular viewers who watch us, whether it's once, twice, 3 times, or 4 times a week. We work diligently every day to make however number of times you see RBDR worth your while, and also to make sure that it is high quality and that we can continue the service. Now, why do we bring up the idea of viewer support as we're about to right now? Well, it's because we strongly believe that if you realize the hours it takes to produce each episode of RBDR, it will only make sense to you, no matter how many times you access RBDR, to pitch in a little something in order to help us improve and to continue this series. And we trust that the 5 minutes or so that you spend with RBDR in any given day is certainly time well spent, or you wouldn't be doing it. There's absolutely no doubt that the internet is perceived as a free zone. However, the $5 or $10 or whatever other comfortable level of monthly patronage that works for you is also undoubtedly reasonable. So please visit patreon.com/RBDR where you can show your support. And while you're there, if you'd like to, you can also tell us about subject matter you'd like to see us delve into, even guests you'd like to hear from. We hope you have a great research day and that we'll see you back here tomorrow.